So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. Welcome to my channel. Let's open the Transparent Oracle by Emily Carding. This is the second edition, and I made a video opening up this tarot. Okay, so there's the tarot and the Oracle of the Transparent, I guess, family, if you will. And this will be on a separate video if I do publish the video. And let's take a look at the Oracle cards, shall we? Now, it's very difficult with the transparent cards for you to see. So the Transparent Tarot came with this cloth, which made it a lot easier to see. So we'll see if this Oracle pack has it as well. So let's take a look, and as usual, energetically charge the cards for future readings. I'm super excited to see these, although these ones didn't really do it for me, if I gotta be completely honest. So let's see. We have the security tag, and then yeah, so I'll put this here for now so you guys can see. So this came on top, and I don't know what these big cards are for, because the tarot one came with one as well. So we'll see. Maybe it's just an extra sort of thing here. So this is the guidebook. Wow. Okay, so we have all the cards. And their meanings. I don't think there's any reversals. Nope. And then just what are Oracle cards and how they might impact each other when you put them next to each other in a spread. Okay, so let's take a look. Wow. So they're quite ginormous. Now I do have Kim Kranz's Oracle here. So they are bigger than the box, although I don't have my cards in here right now. And if some of you guys have the tarot, this tarot pack, I forget what this one's called. I think it's the circular tarot. And it's also bigger than that. So quite large. Okay. And they're quite floppy. So this also comes with one of these cloths, the same as the Transparent Tarot, and it's the same size. So we'll use the one that I have, and we'll get into the Oracle. So now I don't remember. Oh yeah, there's a rough side and then there's a smooth side. So the rough side is up, and how you could tell is because the number would be backwards if the smooth side's up. So the rough side is up. So this is a wreath, and I'm going to keep it, I don't know where I should put it. Sorry guys, I know I'm awkward with this video, but it's really difficult to see. So let's just put them like this. And hopefully you guys can see like this. Okay, so I'll switch them out to number 2. So it's going to be quite difficult to do readings if I'm not using this cloth. 3. I haven't looked at any of the meanings for these yet. So lots of reading to do, but they do have the numbers on the bottom, if you could see. You know what I'll do? I'll put this over here. You know, I guess it won't really help much because I'll do it like that. And then I'll hold these up. But I'll switch it. Okay. All right. So number 5. Number 6. And so if this is your first time seeing this, these cards are supposed to stack up on each other, and then there's different meanings. So for example, if you have the 1 and the 6, which is the wreath and the butterflies, they create this image. Okay, and I believe they go 3 deep, because if you add any more, it becomes very difficult to see. So you can align all the numbers. And so here we have the sun, the wreath, and the butterflies. Okay, but if you add one more, let's add number 5. Sorry, let's add it to the bottom so you can see what I mean. It's like hard to see it at a certain point, unless you're really sort of pressing them together. So, you know, it could become quite challenging to read. Like, look at this chaos. So, let's keep going. We have number 7, look like crows. And eagles for number 8. Sparrows, number 9. Number 10 is, I don't know what these are. They look like dragonflies. Not sure. Number 11, this beautiful rose frame. Number 12, icy veins. Number 13, I have a fluff on me. Number 14, it's a sun. So we had a sun here. This one is sun rays. And this one is just the sun. All right. And we have this. We have number 16, which look like 3 snakes. I'm putting off doing this video, but I really wanted to see these cards. Got some deer or some elk because it was so awkward with the tarot, and these are equally as awkward. Okay, here's the horses. Number 18. And then we have bumblebees. And we have this flame spinner. And this wreath. It's just, what's interesting is the numerology seems like it's not matching the images for some reason for me. Like the sun here, well, 4 is fine, but this 14 is 5. I don't know. And then we have, like, for the sun, which would normally be 19, we have right here, it's bumblebees. So interesting anyway. So bumblebees and that, I don't know what that is, snowball? Quite creative, but difficult to, I guess, use if you're on YouTube. There's like a faint image back there. More sun energy, 24. And 25. And I'm thinking like, wow, there's so many oracle cards. Let's see how many. But a lot of these are like frames, so I don't know. I guess they have to be frames in order for the pictures to sort of line up. 77 cards. So there's about as many as there are in a tarot deck. So here we have the weasel. And the fish, 27. And Kermit the Frog. Turtle. And the Sea Maiden. Number 30. And then we have number 31. And it looks like, I forget what the name of these things are. Stone archways. I think they have a name. Here's a snowflake, number 32, with the artwork behind it. If we could see it. $33. And 34. $35. That's cute. Little tree garden. And 36. Oh my goodness, look how cute these polar bears are hiding their face. Just the most adorable thing you've ever seen. And then we have this, it looks like a raven's head. I don't know, 37. Some sort of bird's head. And owls, 38. Wow, let's put that with the sun and see. That's cool. And we have the wolves howling. And we have this little gnome. And 41. $42. Wow, that one's busy. I'm not sure what it is. And we have more sun energy with 43. And we have the moon, 44. And here we have Mars. Can you guys see this? I think so. Venus. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, this is Mercury. So maybe they have all the planets. Jupiter. Yeah, I think they might have all the planets here. So Venus. And there's Saturn. Seeing that underneath. Okay, it's only some of the planets. We have this bird. Oh, it's a dragon. Yeah, it's a dragon. And It's this way. Okay, looks like someone who got a tattoo when they just turned 18. Oh, Linda, you're funny. Okay, I'm laughing anyway. Here's this tree. Here is, it looks like a person that looks like a mushroom. Mushroom head girl. And, oh yeah, see, this is what came on the top of the box. Remember I was telling you the tarot also came with one of these, and I don't want to stop the video, but I thought I had it out here and I don't. It came with one of these as well, not this image, but I don't know why it comes with one. But anyway, this is number 53, and it looks like a girl with a spirally maze. And then we have, I don't know, this like looks like the Green Man, 54. And I have this person, 55, Green Woman. Tree beings. And we have this cauldron, lucky pot. And we have this sword. Wow, 57. And we have this spear. And we have this, I don't know what this is. Let's take a look in the book just to see what it describes. So this is 59. I'll hold it up shortly, but let's see. 59 says, oh, look, they have below, above, west, north, south, east. So each card represents a direction, apparently. Okay, so here, this represents below 59. Grail hollows the stone. So take a look at that. It says, keywords: responsibility, sovereignty, knowledge, tradition, and immortality. Okay, and then it says, there's a story behind the choice of image for this hollow. The stone takes an amazing variety of forms throughout mythology, from a simple stone to an emerald, to a stone chair, and even a decapitated head in a dish. I was unsure of how to best to capture the essence of this hollow. And as I sat and pondered the conundrum, the hot cross buns that I had placed on the grill started to burn. And there it was, the circle with the equal armed cross dividing it. This is not only the alchemical symbol for earth, the element that takes its spiritual form as this hollow, but also a symbol long associated with the Grail mysteries. The luminous green color hints to the emerald that fell from the crown of Lucifer as he descended into the earth, which is thought to have become the Grail in its many forms. As an exalted representation of the element of earth, the stone appears as a symbol of long-lived tradition and responsibility. Under the great hill of Tara in Ireland lies the Laia Fayal. The stone has the power to determine whether a ruler is worthy, and the power of sovereignty will not be given to those who are not. The stone stands for good judgment, worthy traditions, and the power to enter the deepest mysteries through the asking of a well-placed question. Wow. So probably not going to be for like beginner readers, because there's going to be a lot to sort of remember if you're wanting to use a traditional word. So this is the below dragon, and then we had the above, the one that I talked about, the tattoo when you're 18. It's got the two dragons, above and below. That's kind of cool. I didn't know there was an above and below. So let's see if it talks about why the above and below. Care of the cards. Okay. East. East is the direction of the dawn of new beginnings and fresh ideas. Hence, this is where the deck begins. The direction corresponds with the element of air and thus with knowledge, intellectual matters, and thoughts. Okay, so that's the East. And then the South, it says, is the direction of the heat of the midday sun when ideas reach fruition and success is achieved. The South corresponds to the element of fire and thus with passionate drive and creativity. Awesome. And then we have West. And it says, West is the direction of the element of water and the emotions. The card from this direction speak of relationships, intuition, and reflection. From the West, we may learn the wisdom of natural endings, gentle healing, bubbling joy, and profound resolution. Okay, and then North. It says, North is the direction of the element of earth and the physical formative realm. The cards from this direction speak of nurturing, health, finances, and security. From the North, we may learn the wisdom of simplicity, grounding, strong roots, and healing rest. Beautiful. And then we have above, which says, to gaze upward on a clear night is to look into the depths of infinity, the realm of the planets and the stars that surround us as we float through space on a tiny green gem of Earth. We now move beyond the earthly directions of east, south, west, and north and their elemental correspondences and look to the influence of the heavens. The celestial bodies included within this section are not the complete solar system, but rather the traditional 7 wandering stars, known by the ancients, which relate to our days of the week, various deities, and planetary intelligences. Their presence can be felt throughout our lives, whether we are aware of it or not, but making ourselves consciously aware of the influence can empower all aspects of our lives. All right, and then below says, the average person probably does not much consider the importance of the realm beneath our feet, nor would they likely be aware of the spiritual beings that inhabit it. Most people who consider spirituality tend to look to the heavens above, hoping for ascension and escape from the earthly realm. The spiritual realm below our feet, however, offers its own riches, guides, and wisdom, giving us opportunity to strengthen our roots so that our branches may reach even higher. Is that like Mother Gaia is talking about Earth? And then it says within. The last of the 7 cosmological directions is within. If we consider that each of us stands at the center of our own universe and that we contain the universe within us, that becomes a difficult concept to try to capture in 10 cards, transparent or not. The cards from this direction will therefore deal with the different ways in which the self relates to the rest of the world and the network of interconnectivity that is created through our web of communication and receptivity. These involve elemental correspondences, including the 5th element of spirit and the energy centers of the body, known as the chakras. These cards deal with some quite abstract concepts and do not lend themselves easy to simple and easy to understand and overlay images. Therefore, with the exception of the card number 69, DNA Labyrinth, and number 70, the web, they show the face, the hands, 2 significant parts of our outer selves that reflect the inner, with energy lines and patterns or different parts emphasized in color. All right. Ooh, and then we have archetypes here at the end. It says, are they here? Yes. So it says archetypes. Whether we consider them to be primal templates of personality traits or universal forces that both affect our lives and are reflected by them, an understanding of archetypes can help integrate the mythic into the mundane. Throughout our lives, we will meet many people who take on archetypical roles within our lives, and in return, we will take on those roles for others, though we may not always realize the influence or the impact we have. The archetypal forces may not always be corporeal and may instead indicate a general pattern or influence from beyond. The potential is always there to call on and embody these archetypes to empower and enrich our lives and understanding of our place in the great web of existence. The most famous archetype is that of the hero, and yet heroes may take on many forms and personality types. This system considers that we are all heroes of our own stories. So there is no hero card, since they may all be considered our own stories, considered to be heroes. Let me read that again. This system considers that we are all heroes of our own story, so there are no hero cards, since they may all be considered to be heroes of different kinds, facing and overcoming their challenges or aiding others in theirs. Though there are many more archetypal roles than these few, these fit with qualities of each direction and may be complemented and influenced by the other cards that appear in the combination with them. Alrighty, well, let's keep going. So quite layered, lots of reading to do. 61. I don't know if we're in the 61 seems to be above, I think. Are we in above? No, we're in within. Gateway to self. So we just started the within. Gateway to self. I'll show that to you guys again. $62 looks very similar. And 63. So I think it's like the fire and water, air. 64. The different directions. And 65. Wow. And 66. Are we busy yet? 67. And wow, look at this. Looks like a bunch of aliens here. 68. $69. That's the DNA one it was talking about. Looks like a peacock. And 70. Spider web. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. And finally, 77, final card, very similar to the last one, but it is the elements, or they were the elements, it appears. Okay, so, oh my goodness, you guys. I don't know this deck. Like, look at this. It's crazy. Positive thing is that you can clean these very easily, although my cards don't generally get very dirty. I mean, the edges might from all the shuffles, but okay, we'll use this for your read because we will do a reading here for you, although I can't guarantee anything because these cards are going to be challenging to read, okay, and they're oracles. So maybe what we'll do is we can intuit a bit of it, and then I'll read from the book because I still need to read this book, okay? And if nothing comes through intuitively, then nothing comes through. But let's see. Spirit for the collective who's tuned into this video, bless their souls. Can we please take a message here for them regarding what it is that they're needing to know? Can we get 3 cards, 3 oracles that best describe the message that they're needing to hear right here, right now, Spirit? Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message. Oh, we got the weasel looking thing for the greatest and highest good. And this is card 26. I'll hold them up shortly. The greatest and highest good of the collective. What are they needing to know? So they're not too bad to shuffle, but I don't know. This one's sliding up. So we have, it's almost like an Ace of Wands, number 58 goes that way. It's a spear, and it's like aiming at the weasel. Oh my gosh, a message is coming through right away. And then we have number 66. I'll hold these up so you guys can see your spread, okay? And then we'll stack them on top. So we have 26, 58, and 66. Can you guys see? Okay, so now I'm going to stack them. Should we do it this way? I don't think it really matters, although that was your first card, so I'm going to do it. No. Sorry, guys. I got to do what feels right here. So this is stacked. Okay, fold this up. Just turn them so that they're all lined up perfectly. Okay, so here's your image. Okay, let me sit with this energy. I'll tap into it, and then I'll start to channel, and then we'll read from the book, okay? Okay. This one's really interesting. What I'm really getting is chaos and round, and somebody, I'm getting two energies right now. Somebody who you feel like maybe is giving you the runaround, okay? Hence the weasel. Can this person be trusted? Although this person's in your energy vicinity, maybe doing circles, maybe keeping you in spirals, or maybe upkeeping some sort of illusion here or some sort of confusion. And this could be, I don't know why you'd have to deal with this person, but I feel like maybe you've been trying to catch them. That's what I feel. Or at least, like, I don't know, make them stop. The spear could certainly injure this weasel, you know, and I feel like you have the power to hurt this weasel. And so I don't know if, okay, now I'm getting another message. If you're dealing with someone that you can't trust, or you're not sure, or is like slippery like an eel, or like or running like a weasel, that person that you're dealing with, because I do feel it's a person. Some of you guys, it could be a situation, but I feel like it's a person. Okay, a person that eludes you in some way. I feel like this person fears you, and they fear that you might hurt it. And like by hurting it, it's like take it out, you know, like so much so that it's like not even just injure it, but like make it so that it's immobilized, where it can no longer sort of move. It's very being depicted here as like taking its life, you know? So I don't know who you're dealing with, but it could be depicting the fear is so great that whoever you're dealing with here feels like you'd have the power to do them in greatly. And although they're still in your vicinity, meaning why don't they run away? I don't think they want to run away. I don't think that they want to. I don't think they're trying to get away. Okay, and I feel like that's where the confusion is like, okay, if this weasel energy, this energy that you don't know if you can trust, is not allowing you to sort of catch it or understand it, then why doesn't it just go away? You know, and it's like maybe trying to have control. It seems to be spinning you in circles. You seem to have a lot of intuitive understanding. And I feel like Spirit's really talking about you having the power here to do what you need to do. Although I think the fear from the weasel is that you might injure it, you know, but I don't feel like you would or are. And I feel like you're really maybe hands off, you know, because everything seems sort of out of your control at this point in time. It's kind of how I feel. But there's like this push-pull, because I feel like it's a magnet. And maybe this weasel feels very pulled, magnetically drawn, okay, to your energy field. And so it stays in the vicinity, but then it can't get too close because it fears the spear. And I can't help but see what the spear could definitely be like an Ace of Wands, which could talk about an attraction. So if this is like a relationship type reading, it could be you're dealing with someone who's attracted to you, but fearful of getting too close. Somebody who might not be completely upfront, or who you're seeing as someone maybe who hasn't been trustworthy or isn't bringing you into the fold. And I don't know, maybe there's been like 3 attempts or 3 dates or 3 tries or 3 conversations or something like this. And it still sort of eludes you here. Interesting, I'd say. Probably nothing to do with what this oracle book has to say, but that's definitely what's coming through here. So let's see. Maybe we'll get more messages here with the oracle. So we have 26, which is the weasel thingy. 26. What's an otter? It's not even a weasel. Look at this. Okay, so keywords: joy, celebration, friendship, play, family, and protection. I challenge anyone out there to watch otters play in the water and not to smile. They inherit joy is contagious, their antics often hilarious. Yet they should not be dismissed as shallow, for they form a strong bond and protect their own. In fact, this protective quality is one of the guide's essential attributes. In Celtic lore, the otter was considered almost invulnerable, and quality believed to be held in its skin, which would sometimes be kept for good luck. In certain native tribes of North America, otter has a role of a mirthful trickster with strong connections to earth energy. So that would be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. The guide's ability to be at home on land or in water means that it can teach us to adapt with apparent ease to any circumstance, making hard tasks seem easy and filling every moment with fun and enjoyment. Otter teaches us not to take ourselves too seriously, but to value time spent with friends and family and the shared joy of laughter. When combined with the direction of east, otter lends a sense of fun and a quick wit to a new idea or project. If appearing with cards from the south, then it is playfulness rather than ambition that will bring success. With cards of its own direction, otter teaches us to navigate through rough waters of our life with protection and innocence and sheer joy in living. When otter appears with cards from the north, it's time to relax and spend time with family and loved ones. With cards from above, otter advises that laughter can bring us in close communion with the divine. When otters combine with cards from below, then we must remember fond memories of enjoyment and those who have passed before, or feel moved by the playful side of the fairy realms. With cards of within, otter advises us to lighten up and connect with others through celebration and humor. And I do feel this one is the within. 66. Okay, we'll see. It says mythic figures associated with otter include Ceridwen, Celtic, Norse, and Zoroastrian. If you feel drawn to do so, you may find insights by looking further into their stories. Okay, so now 58. 58 is above. No. Is it? No, it's below. Okay, so below. We may remember fond moments of enjoyment and those who have passed before, or feel moved by the playful side of the fairy realms. Interesting. Okay, so below. The Grail hollows the spear. Words: truth, authority, density, victory, nobility, and empowerment. Those with an awareness of the Christian mythos will know of the spear of Longinus, which pierced the side of Christ while he was on the cross, also known as the spear of destiny in modern times. And a parallel to this myth, the Norse god Odin pierces himself with his own spear as he sacrifices himself to himself, hanging on the world tree in order to gain the wisdom of the runes to bring back to humanity. The earliest known form of this hollow was the undefeatable spear of the Celtic god hero Lo, which came from the magical city of Goris in the south. There was also famous magical spear wielded by the great Irish hero Cuchulainn, which would cause the death of anyone wounded by it. Whichever form it takes, then the sphere is used. The consequences are often severe. In the Grail myths of Arthurian legend, it is the spear that deals the dolorous blow, which leaves the land in waste and creates the figure of the wounded king. The nature of this blow is such that only the spear that caused the wound has the ability to heal it. When the hands of one who is righteous, like a surgeon, this hollow cuts out that which is rotten or corrupt without mercy. The spear has the power to bring down redundant systems, causing desolation but resulting in necessary fresh growth. This power, which is the element of fire in its most sacred form, must be handled with great responsibility and wisdom, or the consequences may be severe. This is the energy I was feeling, you know? It's just like you can make or break. And so this is why this weasel, I was feeling, it's an otter, okay, wasn't quite maybe running away, because the otter was actually loving. The otter was actually more about playful and family and connection. But it felt very weaselly here. And so I feel like there's this seriousness of what this spear could do great damage. But it's interesting how it's talked about only the hands that deliver the blow could create the healing here. So I don't know, there's lots of power here in your hands, because I do feel this was your energy coming from this, and someone else is coming from this otter. So let's see, 66, and 66 is, yeah, within. Telepathy, oh my goodness. So you and this person might have telepathy, and we were getting earth sign here from the read, which is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So it says keywords: psychic connection, thoughts, openness, transmission, reception, elements, spirit, air, chakra, brow. So it says telepathy is represented by circular patterns of energy in the color of the brown chakra, radiating from the, sorry, not brown. I was like, what's the brown chakra? Telepathy is represented by circular patterns of energy in the color of the brow chakra, radiating from the brow chakra of the self in increasing size with touch and overlap with each other. That didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Does it make sense to you guys? Telepathy is represented by circular patterns of energy in the color of the brow chakra, radiating from the brow chakra of the self in increasing size, which touch and overlap with each other. Telepathy is skill or a latent talent that enables the transmission and reception of ideas, words, images, and symbols. This is the kind of etheric connection in which we may perceive the thoughts of others, sometimes to the point of clear psychic ability. On a mundane level, this card may indicate seeming to know what other people are about to say or who it is that is calling on the phone. Common occurrences that are connected to telepathy. So this message is still whatever it was that I channeled here about this energy. And I feel like Spirit was really talking about your energy being more that like questioning, you know, it's questioning, like, can I trust? Like, why all this confusion and all of this stuff? But I feel like the energy that was coming from this otter was like just fear, you know, fear of your energy, because you felt very powerful here. So I don't feel there's anything to fear. And I feel like there's nothing really to catch, you know. I feel like intuitively there's this understanding of something sort of transpiring here that's successful, but I do feel like Spirit's talking about you telepathically potentially being very connected with this person, because I am feeling two energies here for sure. Okay, and so there's no need to do anything, I really feel, you know, but it doesn't take away from the fact that maybe you are feeling a little bit dizzy. You know, that this is a joyful type connection, although you might not be experiencing joy right now. I feel like there is time where this weasel might have to slow down and might have to trust, you know, and maybe you're the weasel or the otter, I guess, here, you know, to trust, because I feel like it all has to do with trust. And so this is why this otter just won't slow down. But otters are absolutely adorable and in love. So I feel like this could be definitely an intimate, loving connection here. Feels very strong, okay? And so I don't think there's anything in the 3D world that is needing to take action. In fact, I feel your hands off. I feel this is all intuitive. working through telepathically here, and this otter person is just having to run its course, you know. So wowzers, this was quite the reading here, beautiful angels, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys at the next one. Bye bye.